never used a Driftblim in my life, to be honest. I always thought it was a decent Pokemon because it had a lot of HP, but its defensive stats are pretty garbage. But he actually now has an interesting ability in Flare Boost, that whenever Driftblim is burned, which actually now that I think about it makes sense because he's a hot air balloon. Whenever he's burned, his special attacks get boosted by 1.5. So they basically everything he has gets stabbed, which is pretty powerful. And he's actually not that slow. He doesn't learn the best moves, but his special attack is, you know, after the being boosted and whatnot, it's not half bad. So I threw together this team here. This is a PU match. We have the Driftblim with Flame Orb, Flare Boost, Protect, Shadow Ball, Psychic, and I honestly don't even remember the last move. I believe it was probably Hidden Power, or it was something silly. Oh no, actually no. It was, he has Air Slash and Psychic. I had to throw on Psychic because I needed some kind of other move, but there was really nothing that Driftblim learns, and I didn't think Hidden Power would really hit that hard. Sand Slash here is using the same usual set that I have here with a Rocky Helmet, max defense, max HP, or something around those lines. Earthquake, Knockoff, Stealth Rocks, and Rapid Spin. The Magmortar is a Pokemon that I've never used before actually either, because I always thought he looks really stupid, but I have one here on my team to, you know, support Driftblim here. Magmortar has a choice specs to think about that one for a second. He has choice specs. He has Flamethrower, you know, I honestly don't even remember. Thunderbolt, I believe, and some other moves. I believe he has the punch moves. I'm not too sure about Magmortar. Absol, we have here with a choice scarf actually, and he has Play Rough, Knock Off, and two other coverage moves. Don't remember those two either. My Hitmonchan here actually has an Assault Vest. I probably don't even remember any of these moves actually, so I'm not even gonna try and even guess. I know Hitmonchan here has Mach Punch, Close Combat, Ice, and also Thunder Punch or Fire Punch. I believe he has Fire Punch. And then finally we have here the Electivire, who has a Life Orb, Earthquake, Cross Chop, Volt Switch, and Wild Charge. Let's go ahead and just see how this goes. I go out for my Driftblim to start off things off. They go out into their Pineco, which is really weird. I go for the Protect to get my Fire Boots, and then I get Rocks thrown on my field, which kind of sucks, so I get the boost there. My opponent switches out, goes into the Luxray, eats a Shadow Ball, gets more than half damage, which is really nice. Decides to switch, going back into his Pineco, and gets hit with a Shadow Ball, survives because of the sturdy, and thanks to his Berry Juice goes back to full HP. It's actually level 1. And then after that, I hit the thing with another Shadow Ball, goes back down to its sturdy, and lowers its special defense. He decides to throw out Spikes here. At this point, I decide, no, I'm not going to let you go any further, so I switch, go into Knuckles here. He decides to throw out another layer of Spikes, and then I just go for the Rapid Spin and kill off the Pineco, get rid of everything that's on the field. He goes out here into the Drampa. I figured I could knock off whatever item this thing has, so I knock off its Life Orb, and it hits me with a Draco Meteor, completely obliterates me, which is somewhat fine because the Pineco is not really a threat anymore. So I go back, go into the Driftblim, come out, use the Thunderbolt, forgetting this thing is a dragon, so it actually resists the Thunderbolt, which is really stupid. So I decided to get the fuck out of there, go into my Chaniar, who's Assault Vest, and takes that that Flamethrower extremely well. So my opponent decides to switch, goes into the Beedrill, gets hit with a Drain Punch, doesn't do too much damage to the thing because it resists it ×4, so I decided to get the hell out of there and go back to my Balloon, who takes the Poison Jab, a lot less better than I was hoping that he would. I'm still getting hit with my burn here. I go for the Psychic and finish off the Beedrill here, which is cool. Not looking too well on health, and this thing comes out into the Luxray, hits me with a Volt Switch, which finishes me off, unfortunately, but Balloon did a pretty good job of wigging most of the opponents on the team. Go here into Sadness here, who goes for the Rock Slide, that's the other move, and completely obliterate this Archeops in one hit. Then he finally goes into the Drop By, switch out, go into the Hitmonchan, again, hit with a Hyper Roast, which doesn't do too much damage, and hit this thing with a Drain Punch, which is Stab, and it fills me up back to HP, but unfortunately I kick off its Berserk, so his Draco Meteor does a shit ton of damage, but his special attack is lowered, so he's not really that much of a threat. He switches, goes into the Kadabra, hit the thing with a Mach Punch, don't really do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, there's not really much that I can do, so I switch, go back, go into my Absol, but get wrecked by the good call on the Dazzling Gleam there. Going to my Magma Chansey here, finish off, or almost finish off the Luxray after hitting it with a Thunderbolt. I decided to switch, hoping for an Electric Tap. Going to Jonathan to kick off the Motor Drive, but unfortunately that doesn't work. He goes for return twice in a row and finishes me off because he's a lot faster somehow. It's clear that this guy is actually Choice Scarfed in some sort of way, so I go into Magma Chance, finish this thing off with another Thunderbolt because I figured maybe he was switching something. I'm not sure why I actually locked myself into Thunderbolt. Not it matters because the Kadabra comes in with the Side Shock and finishes me off. I go for the Mach Punch. Fortunately, it isn't enough to take this thing down, and because of the Draco Meteor, I go down, and that's the match. Would have actually been a little bit closer if maybe I didn't take that Draco Meteor, but there's not really anything I could do. If I actually did have close combat instead of Drain Punch out, so that probably would have worked out, but I put on Drain Punch just because I figured it was a slightly more defensive Hitmonchan. It could use the HP to bring it back, and you know, in general, this team actually worked out really well. I didn't have to do too many battles to actually get this one, and this was at the very least the only one where Driftblim actually did really good. Everywhere else, it was just Absol fucking shit up, or it was Hitmonchan just fucking shit up. So, yeah. Stay fresh.